So to get started with texturing the 3D building models, you can use any building models that you have at hand, or you can use the 3D building models from the Blender GIS add-on. So last time we saw that how we imported this. If you want to use the Blender GIS add-on, I have made a video on Blender GIS. You can watch that one on how to import such models. Otherwise, you can use your own building models also. So to get started applying the texture, select the building models. Then let me first turn on the keys so that you can follow. Okay, so select the 3D building models and then tab to go to edit mode. I'm currently on face selection mode. So select any of the roof part of any of the buildings. I'll select this one and then go over here to select tab, click on it and then go to select similar and then select the option normal. So this will select all the roof structures in our models. Next thing is press on P on your keyboard, then separate by selection. So we have created a new object. Tab to go to object mode. Okay, now we have another object that we created, so we are going to rename that. We'll rename it to roof. Okay, so we have the buildings and we have the roof. Alright, so select the buildings now and tab to go to the edit mode again. Okay, now we are going to open up another window right here. Open up another window like this, and then I will go to the shader editor. Also let's open up another window here. Okay, like this. Now I want to change this one into UV editor. Okay, so now we can select everything by pressing A, and then you can go to the material right here. Then there is a default material, so we are not going to use that. Let's add a new material. Alright, so down here you have the parameters for the material. So click on the principled BSDF while your cursor is on this one. Press Ctrl T. So this will add image texture, mapping and texture coordinates. So these parameters will help us applying the texture to the buildings. So let's apply our first texture. So right here on the image texture panel. Let's open up. Let's click on open, and then I have already image saved. So these are the image downloaded from online texture sources. I will put the link in the description section where you can download this, or you can use also your own texture materials from for buildings. So first I'll use this one. Alright, now it's added. Then come over here and click on assign. Okay, if I zoom this, now you can see that we have applied the texture to the building. So to manipulate the texture size, press U. So first let's select the option project from view bounds. Okay, then press U again and cube projection. Alright, so we need to increase the size of our UV. So down here you have a tab option which says cube projection and states cube size. So let's vary these values. I'll start with 100. Alright, now you can see. So maybe I'll make this 50. Yeah, so I'll leave it at this one. So let's go to the object mode by pressing tab. We are in material view. So as you can see now, we have successfully applied our first texture. Now you can see the buildings with different floors, whereas in the beginning it was just plain. Okay, so now the one thing is this texture has been applied to every buildings, so that may not be realistic. So next we need to apply different textures to the different buildings so that we can have a variety of buildings as in real world. So to do that, let's select our building again. You can select from here, or you can select on this one using your cursor and tap to go to edit mode. Click anywhere to turn off the selection. Okay, now in the material view, let's add another new material. Okay, so the same way, put your cursor on the principal base diff and press on Ctrl T, and this will add the default values: image texture, mapping, and texture coordinates. So let's again, using the image texture, let's open up another texture for our building. I'm going to use this one. Okay, now make sure you have selected the new material here and click on assign. Now the new material has been applied. So one thing, we need to select the buildings that we want the new material to be applied. So bring your cursor on one of the buildings and press L. So this will select all the sides of the building around the perimeter, like this. So if you want to select another building, just hover your mouse over there and press L. So this way you can select various buildings. So I'm just applying to create some kind of variety. Alright, so that's enough. So click on assign again. Now this time our material has been applied to our selection. So you can press U and cube projection, and here you can control down here the size. You can decide the appropriate size. This will depend on the texture also. Alright, so I think I'll use this one. Yeah, so tap to go to object mode, and let's see what we have done so far. Okay, so earlier we just had one texture, now we have two. Now it's creating a kind of randomness in the building textures. So this way we can also keep varying this. I'll add a couple of more. Yeah, select buildings, tap to go to edit mode, and let's make some selections now. L for selection. So I've selected various buildings, and now let's create another material. Click new and repeat the process. I'll use this one and click on assign and press U and then Q projection. Let's change the size. Okay. Maybe I'll make this alright. That looks okay. So I'll tab out, I'll go to object mode. Okay. So now we have lots of variety. I'll do one more just for visualization before we finish off. Okay. Select the buildings, tab to go to the edit, and then let's select more buildings. I think yeah, I'll try this one. Okay, so let's add another new material, and then let's bring up the panels. Control T. So this time I'll add this one, then click on assign. Okay, now U and Q projects. Let's zoom and see how it's doing. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's okay. We can this will be, so you get the idea anyways. This way you can change the textures. Yeah, now we have lots of varieties. Maybe one thing on the roof structures, all are the same. Maybe we can do the same. Select the roof and tab, and then let's select a few roof tops using L. So this will create, just to create some variety among the rooftops also. So we can add a new material for this also. Okay, for this one we don't need another texture, just we can just change the color here. Some kind of darker, and then click on assign. Yeah, so okay, I'll close this one, I don't need them anymore. Oops. Let me close this. I'll close this window also. No, it's a bit tough. Alright, so looks like we are done applying textures to our buildings. We started with just plain buildings, and now we have variety of buildings with different textures. If you want, you can add more textures using the method that we saw so far, and you can have buildings that are more realistic. This was model was obtained from the Blender GIS add-on, so you can but the Blender GIS add-on, the building models do not come with the textures, so you can apply this way the textures, and you can use this for visualizations, different projects, and even for game applications, things like that. So that will be all for today. So I hope you liked this tip. If you like the video, please make sure to like and subscribe the channel. I'll see you next time with another Blender tutorial. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.